Welcome back to my channel. This is the Craftswoman, Abena Edu. I am a doula trainer, a certified doula, yoni steam practitioner, womb yoga instructor, and assistant midwife. And today I want to introduce to you the recent graduate of the Craftswoman Doula Training Program, Mrs. Sharnita Carroll. Thank you so much for coming on today and letting me interview you. I really just want to introduce you to the world and let everybody know about your doula services. So your doula services is named Womb Deity Doula Services. So why did you come up with that name?
I came up with that name because I simply feel as though that name fits me. It's always been like very similar to like womb goddess, but like so many people have it. I want to be different, but it still fits me because I am a deity.
All right, that's good. So, when did you get started being a doula? And that I'm sure that's not necessarily when you started the doula training program, but because people are always getting into the work, organically without going into a program. So, when did you start or notice that you wanted to be a doula?
I would say it was when I actually had my first doula. I had a doula and midwife for my first child, which was almost 19 years ago.
Wow, 19 years ago. You don't look like you should have a 19-year-old.
Yeah. Yep, if you're 19 in June. Yeah, when I had my first, her name, I remember her too, her name was Anita Shulman, I'll never forget her. I had her and a midwife, and after the care that they gave, it was so much different than when I went to the hospital with the doctors. Like, it was more personal, and they treated me so much more different. They actually cared about what I wanted, things like that. They cared more about my natural health as opposed to, things that doctors would say with all the restrictions and things like that. And I just was like, I think this is something I want to do when I grow up. Because I always wanted to, stay in the medical field, and, care for people's health and everything. But doing that, at that time going through that, I was like, yeah, I think this is definitely what I want to do when I grow up. Then I had a friend one time who, after I had my kid, she actually went in labor, but she was home. We were all home alone. Her parents weren't there. And I had to end up delivering her baby because I was the only one that already had a kid. So I think that experience put the icing on the cake for me. I was like, yeah, this is definitely what I want to do.
Okay, so what, do you still keep in contact with any of them now?
I don't. I haven't spoke to her. It's been maybe 6 years or so, I think. We lost touch. She don't use Facebook as much anymore. And all my friends still live back in Baltimore.
So what made you want to go ahead and just get certified?
Because I feel like it'd be easier to be certified as opposed to, just being a doula without being certified, because everybody these days pretty much want like, documentation and things like that. Plus being certified, it teaches you more than what you already know. It teaches you the things that are in depth, which I'm actually glad I took the route to get certified, because I learned things that I didn't even know. When I know quite a lot, but I learned a lot of things that I didn't know, and I'm glad I took that route.
Yay. So you just had another birth experience. It wasn't your first birth experience, right? So how was this last experience, this recent birth that you had?
This recent one was really awesome because I wasn't in panic mode at this time. I mean, not that I panicked the first time, but it was the first
you
time.
You felt more comfortable.
Yeah, I was at first. I wasn't confident and comfortable. I was just like, okay, I know what I'm doing because I've done this myself, my own child. But and I knew everybody in the house trusted me. But being, with this one, and this girl actually was a really good friend of mine. Being with her, we had the birth. It was more comfortable. Everything was relaxing, and I was able to process everything as opposed to the first time when things were just like speedy, and really fast. But I was able to enjoy it, and it was comfortable, and the things that she needed, I was able to provide for her, and it just felt more better and more relaxing, and it was easier to intake it all.
So it was easy to intake. So how did you feel when the baby came out?
I was amazed. I think that I could say that feeling was probably something I won't feel too much with anybody else unless I'm really close to them. Because this girl who I was there with, we go back so many years ago, and she actually, stayed with me at one point in time. We lived together, so we were like roommates, and being as though we had that personal friendship, as we call each other sisters too. So being as though we had that personal relationship, that was more personal for me, and I felt like I can't believe I'm actually seeing this little guy who I'm gonna always see for the rest of my life. I'm seeing him come into the world. It was amazing, and
Okay.
it was even more amazing when she asked me to be the one to cut the cord. I was like, "Oh my God, really? You want
Wow.
me to do it?" Yeah, it was amazing.
Okay, so you already had a strong bond with her. So did
Hmm.
you cry? Like, did you feel emotional?
I did a little bit. I did cry a little bit. I was holding my tears in for the most part because I don't like people to see me cry. But it was hard to hold it in, especially when she asked me to cut the cord. And it's funny because I have the video. I have her on video when she looked up. The doctor was like, "Well, who do you want to cut the cord?" And she looked right up at me and she was like, "I want you to do it, Sean." I was like, "Oh my God, me!" And then my video just cut right off. Like, I turned the video off. I was so excited.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
like one of the best parts about being a birth doula to
Hmm.
me, is seeing the baby being born, and I get emotional, and it could be somebody I just met during the pregnancy, but
Yep.
during the prenatal part,
Hmm.
you create a bond with these women that are really, lifelong. So it's just, I think just being a doula is so special. So what do you think about the fact that being a doula is becoming more trendy, that, more people are getting involved in the birth work industry?
I think it is amazing. I think it's the best thing that we could possibly do, especially, African American women, because we need a whole lot more. Being as though this comes from all of our culture anyway, it's the root of us. We've been doing this since we've been human, since the beginning of time. And I think it's amazing. I really do. I wish so many more people would do it. But I know when a lot of my friends found out I was a doula, so many of them who I didn't even realize actually always wanted to be a doula. They're like, "How did you do it?" Because I've been trying to do this forever. And I'm like, "You really want to be a doula? Oh, I will help you, honey. I will help you." That's all you had to say. But it makes me feel good that we're all returning to our roots, and doing what's best for moms because we need it. We need it. The mothers need it. They need the help, and they need doulas. They need, the assistance and everything like that.
Okay. Well, how did you feel working in the hospital?
Um, I mean, I guess it was I didn't really feel too much different being as I already work in the medical field. I'm always in a hospital.
Oh, okay.
The only different thing was well, this time I was actually working in a labor and delivery unit, which I actually haven't worked in that field, that part of the hospital yet. That was the only different thing, was working in a labor and delivery unit. Um, and being there, the doctors, I didn't have issues with the doctors at all, which was a good thing. So that kind of made me feel good because I felt accepted. I was like, okay, because I'm here this time in the hospital for a different reason, and I'm thinking maybe they won't accept me because I'm a doula and I know, things are different, but they loved it and they was loving my shirt. They said I'm birth without a doula. I mean, they was all over it. I had the room smelling good, and every time a doctor came, they was like, "I could deliver a baby in some relaxing environments right now." So I felt really good about it. I was like, okay, I like working in this part of the hospital. I liked it.
Yeah, that's good that you got that experience. So, what do you think about how home births are becoming a little bit more popular now?
I think it's a good thing. I recently had a debate about this, but I think it's a good thing that home births are becoming more popular. As far as like the debate I had the other day with some people, like, well, it's a lot of women out here that are risky, and I think it's a bad idea. And I'm like, yeah, well, you have a lot of OBs nowadays who, attend home births, and then you have the midwives who are there. So I said, I felt as though as long as there's an OB there as well for women that's high risk, she has her team, people that can sustain her if anything was happening to paramedics came, I feel as though it's no issue. I think actually we would have a lot less high risk births if moms delivered at home, because they in the comfortability of their own home. It's a comfortable environment. And moms need that relaxing environment to be able to deliver without doctors poking and probing at them every 5 minutes. I just think it's better. I think we'll have a lot more healthier births.
How do you feel that about postpartum care after you have the baby?
I feel as though it's very important. It's very important postpartum care, because you have to worry about the mom, a lot after having a baby, because her emotions, everything in her body is going haywire after delivering. And then the baby as well, and it's good to always check up on them, see how they're doing, how the baby's doing. Like the one I just was with recently, he's doing amazing with breastfeeding, and his mom isn't having any issues. Like, she is producing so much milk, and she's loving it. She's loving her experience. And I think that's a good thing. Postpartum care is one of the most important cares after, delivering.
Okay, so since you talked about breastfeeding, what do you think about breastfeeding?
I think it's the best thing possible. It's the best thing possible. Of every other form of milk out there, it's the best thing possible. If you can breastfeed, I say you should breastfeed. If you're a working mom, I say you should still breastfeed. Use breast pump the milk, hand express, however you have to do it, but it's the best option.
And why do you feel like sometimes people don't breastfeed?
I feel like some people, I know a lot of people say they can't breastfeed, they have a hard time. Some people aren't taught the right way how to do it. Then they go through the nipple pain and things like that. Some people choose formula because they say it's easier, which me personally, I think is actually harder. I don't see what's so easy about it. I think it's harder to do. And there are quite a few moms I've met where they just lazy. They're like, I don't want to do it. I don't have time for that. And I'm like, I think you can make the time. You made the time to make the baby. You should make the time to be able to properly feed the baby in the best way that you possibly can.
And when you exclusively breastfeed, it does hold off on that menstrual cycle coming back.
Mm-hmm.
When you do it exclusively, like, you can go a while without having a menstrual cycle. Now, I think that's a good thing.
And it helps with your snapback and everything.
Yeah, losing weight.
Look like she just had a baby, and this was her second one. I mean, she's back to flat tummy. I'm like, yeah, he said, you look really good. That breastfeeding coming in handy.
So, what area are you serving? Like, how can people get your doula services, and how can people even get in contact with you?
I can be reached through Facebook. My number is actually listed on my Facebook as well. I can be reached through Instagram. I'm going to start a Twitter. I have a Twitter actually, but I'm going to get a doula Twitter. That way, I could be reached on there as well. So a lot of people like to use Twitter. And I'm offering pretty much all services from prenatal, postpartum, labor and delivery, all the way to bereavement doula, sibling doula. I'm in every area pretty much.
And so, what area do you work in? Like
York County, Pennsylvania, but I'm pretty much all in the DMV area. I'll be, and I will travel. If someone lives a few states away from me, so I'm willing to travel.
And do you do any virtual doula services?
Yeah, that'll definitely be for the ones who have to travel to. Traveling will most likely be twice. Once for the meeting, in person, and then during the time of delivery, right around time of delivery, and everything else will be pretty much virtual. But even, like bad weather days, if I have a mom that's nearby, it's bad weather day, or if it's just a day she's not feeling good, she chooses virtual care, we can do that as well.
And what's the name? The Facebook name, the Instagram name?
The Womb Deity Doula. Okay. Same thing on Facebook, so it'll all be the same. It'll all be the same.
All right. Well, that is good to know. I also wanted to know, what are your plans? Can you just list all the services that you do provide? And products, if you have any.
Products will be coming soon. I'm working on that. I want to do the belly bindings. I have to get, belly binding products. I'll have, like stretch mark cream, things like that, massage cream for prenatal massage, postnatal massage. I'll have to come up with a list, and I'll post that on my Facebook as well. And I do have a long list of all my services on Facebook, from prenatal to postpartum family doula, sibling doula, yoga instructor. I'll be doing Lamaze as well. I have a pretty long list of the things I do.
Okay, now, so if someone wants you to be their doula during the prenatal time, what are ways that you support a woman while she's pregnant?
I'll support a mom in any way in any way that she needs me. If mom just needs somebody to talk to, if mom needs somebody, for certain prenatal massages or anything to keep mom happy, that's safe for her, I'll do. Because the most important option is keeping mom happy and, having a happy baby.
Now, what ways do you work with women to prevent them to get postpartum depression?
The best way that I think I could prevent them from having postpartum depression is always being an ear for them to talk to. Because a lot of moms don't have a window to vent. They don't have a window to vent out of. A lot of them don't have it. Sometimes they feel like they can't talk to their partner because they might go at each other's throats. They might can't talk to their friend because they don't want their friend to know certain things. And I'll always be the one they can confide in if they want to talk to me about anything. I'm always willing to give them options. If they want help with certain things, if they want a certain doctor or psychiatrist they want to talk to, I'll be providing full list of anything and everything in their area for them if they need it. But I'll always definitely be the ear for them to talk to, because I think when moms keep things bottled up inside and they have, nobody to vent to, I think that's what kind of causes it, is because so many emotions that they hold in that they don't get to get out. And I know a lot of moms need help too. They need help with the babies. They need a break from the babies. And some people feel as though, if I ask for a break with my newborn baby, is something wrong with that? It's nothing wrong with it, because you are still coming down from all these emotions that you carry while you were pregnant. Your hormones are going haywire. Moms need a break too, and I wouldn't mind giving my moms a break from their babies for a little while.
So, as everyone should know, we do have a serious problem with Black women being at high risk of mortality as it relates to childbirth, pregnancy, postpartum, and also we have a very high infant mortality rate. Why do you feel like in America, in the year of 2020, that in this developed country, we have Black women being at an alarmingly high rate of maternal mortality and also our babies at infant mortality? I just kind of put them together.
My personal opinion on that is because I say we're not being cared for as much as other races in the hospital. Too many times I've seen videos, on Facebook where moms are posting that they need help because they're like, look, I've seen one recently about 6 months ago. A lady and her husband were trying to discharge from the hospital. The hospital was insisting they wanted to give this woman a shot. And she said, I don't want you guys injecting me with anything. She said, I said, no, this is my body. And if I say no, you can't force yourself on me. They called the police on her. They told her, you're here in our hospital. You're going to do as we say. That's not cool. For one, you're stressing the baby out. You're stressing mom out. And then if she sits and lets you do something to her, what if sometimes they put your spouse out the hospital room. They don't even let your spouse in there. And if mom is not properly, watched over when she's in labor, who's going to protect her? The same people that are going against her wishes, that are forcing themselves on her, that are forcing themselves to give her an injection that she does not want, that she does not feel safe with having. She doesn't feel safe with being injected because of her baby. If you're forcing her and upsetting her, what are you going to do to her when there's nobody there with her? She has to go in for a cesarean section. What are you going to do to her that you're going to say was an accident? I just don't think it's right. And a lot of sometimes it's careless mistakes they do. Like the one lady, she had a cesarean, they left a towel inside of her. Yeah, like things like that. It's not safe. They don't care to take their time with us as much. Not all, but some. They don't care to take their time as much with us and to give us the same exact care as other races. And I think that's the problem in our community.
Yeah, it's very important that we keep on shedding light on infant and maternal mortality. It was something that kind of got a little more popular as far as like being shared a while ago, but they said that the numbers have even gone up, even though that becoming a doula is more popular and people are being more aware about the conditions. The numbers are still going up. So it's very important that we stay proactive in this birth work and continue to just go and protect these moms and serve them the best way that we can. So did you have any other remarks that you would like to share?
No, not other than, if your moms out there feel as though you want a doula, you need a doula, search me up. And I'm offering free care for 2 more moms this year. And I'm thinking I'm going to do it at least every year. I'm going to select a certain number of moms to do it for. And I'm coming up with all types of, like different payment plans and things like that, certain discounts for certain, groups of people and things like that. Because I want to give back to my community as much as I possibly can and make it as easy for people, you know. So yeah, look up the Womb Deity on Facebook, Instagram, and soon check me out on Twitter as well.
Okay, so please like, share, subscribe to this channel, The Craftswoman. We're going to bring you more videos, and we have a lot of other videos on this channel. So lastly, I do want to get your phone number. Did you want to give your phone number or your email out? If someone is not on social media.
Yep, my email is thewombgoddess@yahoo.com. My phone number is area code 814-961-4894. And I do take text messages as well.
All right, so if you're in the DMV area, Pennsylvania, surrounding cities, I'm not familiar with the area, but if you're, like she said, all of those areas up there, what do you call that? The north, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yep.
The north. If you're in the area, she said she will travel, and she also has virtual doula services. So please support Sharnita. She is a great, awesome jewel in the doula community, and I know she's going to help so many women during this very important, intimate journey. So make sure you reach out to her, and thank you all for watching. Please share this video with other moms, with other doulas. Thanks.